Hi guys, how's it going? Today I'm just going to talk about cervical kyphosis. I already touched on it in the last video, but I only showed a couple of diagrams and I explained what it was, but I'll show you ways to rectify it and ways it can be sorted out today. Just in the last video, thanks for the feedback, appreciate it. Just there, one of the boys, he got on to me, he said he was diagnosed with cervical kyphosis there 2 years ago. He was only 18 now, so he was 16 back then, and it just goes to show how much more common bad for his posture is becoming than cervical kyphosis and things like that. He has it rectified now, thank God, but yeah, it just goes to show how much more common it is. If you don't know, cervical kyphosis is your neck is in a C-shaped curve. You've your 7 vertebrae and they're all curved and all the weight is distributed evenly on your cervical spine just to hold up your head and stuff. But over time, if you have bad forward hip posture with your head coming forward, and this can be over months and months and years, your spine starts to straighten out, or else it starts to go in the opposite direction. And so when that happens, it's very bad news basically, because all your vertebrae are designed to be in a curve to distribute to evenly. So when the spine straightens out, it can lead to disc damage, muscle spasms, everything, and it's just very bad news in general. It's not designed for it, so it can lead to rapid disc degeneration and a lot of things. So if that ever happens, it should straight away be tried to be rectified and get to restore that normal cervical curve again, and just get that ear back above your ear. As you can imagine. Just get the ear back over your shoulder. As you can imagine, if your head is forward and you have cervical kyphosis, if you do a round curve, that makes it harder to get your ear back behind your shoulder again. So yeah, I'll just give a few exercises there. I'll give one exercise there that you can do in the gorge, you can do a work or whatever, and then another exercise that you can do at home. You can do it on a bed or in the couch or anything. You don't need a plane. It'll also, as long as along with restoring the cervical curve, it'll also kind of retrain the brain neurologically to get your head back used to being back in this position, and by working on the proprioceptors and stretching the proprioception organelles and things. But I'll explain that better in a bit. But the first exercise I'll show you anyway is just an exercise that you can do in the go or whatever, do it at work, do it in the cubicle of the toilet or anything like that. So first off, right, if you do have cervical kyphosis, usually it is your middle vertebrae that are after straightening out. Well, the whole spine's after straightening out. It's usually the middle vertebrae that are getting the worst of it. They're going back in the opposite direction. Because usually, if your spine is after deforming or is after straightening out, it pushes down like a violin effect, and it's usually on the middle to discs. So yeah, so what you do is you try and put most of the pressure on those 2 discs. They say you can use a towel as well, whatever, but I find using a band like this, like an exercise band, you can get them in any sports shop or Amazon or anything like that, but it puts more pressure on the middle vertebrae, so it just works out. It'll put more pressure, so it'll get them in faster, try and get them back into place faster and restore that normal curve. So the first thing you do here is just place it there on the middle vertebrae in your neck, and just pull hard. And as you're pulling, the pressure will be put on the middle of your spine there, on the middle of your cervical spine. So all you do is just keep doing that and keep extending up. Just extend up slowly, and do it for sets of 30 if you can. Just keep doing it, and even if you want, you can just move down to the next vertebrae and stuff then. But if you keep doing that over time, and it'll straighten out if it's in the opposite curve, it'll straighten out your spine, and over time then it'll get restored back into a normal curve. Yeah, that's good. You could even use a jumper even. I used to say when I was working on building site things now, you should find a quick corner and use the sleeve of a jumper. I find it better than a towel. You can't get enough pressure on the neck, but the band is the best. The band is the best job. Just keep doing it. Just keep extending your head do sets of 30 and do it as often as you can. You can do it on the go or whatever, but yeah, even they're kind of narrow bands now. Try and get a bit wider small bit wider if you can. It'll just take up a couple more vertebrae there. But yeah, so on the next exercise I'll show you here now is you'll be lying down flat in the bed, and you'll be, as I said, the weight of your head is 5 kgs. So you'll be lying over and you'll be letting your head, the weight of your head just do the work, so you'll be doing that and you'll be just lying down. But yeah, it is pretty severe now, so I'll just show you the exercise first, and then I'll go into explain the methodology behind it, the scientific reasons behind it and stuff like that. So yeah, I'll just show you here. So what you're doing first is, you just come to the end of the bed, center of the bed, and slide your way out. Do this slow now, because this can be very severe. So yeah, first off, just start it out, and just let your head rest. And just do so, let it rest there for about 20 or 30 seconds. And if you don't feel no pain or dizziness or anything, go up more. At this point, if you do start to feel dizzy, or if you do start to feel pain, stop. Because if you are starting to feel dizzy, as your head is going to blow your heart level, so you might faint or something. But if you blow up blood pressure or something like that, stay away from it, because your head is going to blow heart level, so if you blow up blood pressure, you might faint. But most people feel perfect with it. But if you do, just come out another small bit and let the end of the pin rest in the middle vertebrae in your neck. And again, just hold it for a minute. And if it's fine after that, then just go another small bit and just let your head hang down. Start off for a minute, start off slow, because it is very severe. And then just let your head hang down, just build up to 5 minutes again. So just do it like that, keep your chin level. In this situation now, you feel everything start to pull, because your head is being put in an extended state. If you have cervical kyphosis, your head is going to be, it's been in a flexed position with months and months and years. So when your head goes back into that extended position, you start to feel everything pull. You start to feel all the front of your chest pull. You might even find it hard to breathe, because all the muscles down here and fascia and everything here are getting pulled. You feel it on your windpipe, because if your head is forward like this with a wide, even your windpipe will be in a shocking position. So when your head is back in this position, you feel all here pulling. You feel your windpipe pulling. You might find it hard to breathe. You feel your high bone pulling. But yeah, so take it slow. Take it very slow at the start. But it's a great exercise. It's just from a muscular point of view and a musculoskeletal point of view. The weight of your head, 5 kgs, is putting pressure down on your spine. Your spine is being curved around the end of the bed, so it's restoring your normal. Cervical curve. It's getting all the muscles and everything around it used to being in that position. From a neurological point of view, it's affecting your proprioception. I'll just explain proprioception there, just if you don't know. Proprioception is your brain's awareness of where your body parts are in space, like including your head, your neck, your arms, your legs, everything. Just in your muscles there, you have your Golgi thinking organs and your muscle spindles. That's your muscle, in your myofibrils and muscle fibers, and the GTOs are inserted in the muscles. But along with that thing, you have your proprioception organelles and the ligaments around your muscles. That's why I be too scientific. I just explain it here what you know. So your brain's ability to read where your body parts are in space, right? So if I close my eyes, I still know where the plinth is. You have babies there. It's like your proprioception is kind of seen realistically as your sixth sense. It's like it comes subconscious to you, but over time it becomes subconscious to you over time. Say if I had a cup in my hand there now, I could grab the cup out of that hand, no bother. But a baby, when he's going for it, he could be touching here, or whatever. It just gets used to it. Even babies learning to walk, they're working on their proprioception. You have even from a movement point of view there. It's from practicing over time. You say, GA players there now, if they're going catching a ball, they jump up and catch a ball, no bother at all. It's second nature to them. But when they were 4 or 5, they were only learning to catch a ball, they couldn't catch it. It's only over time, you get so used to catching it, it becomes second nature. But you can catch it now. Even people practicing. Say, if you're taking a penalty kick there in soccer or football or hurling, you often hear people saying there, or even taking a shot, you often hear people say, oh, as soon as I hit it, I knew it was going to win. But in that split second from training or the movement over time, as soon as you hit that ball, the proprioception receptors in your limbs, in your hands, in your feet, and that's per second, it's sent a message back to your brain and let you know the connection you got and how good of a connection you got. And you knew that last per second, then you got a good connection, so you knew it was more than likely going to go in. Yeah, so it's just even, like, I'm off down here now, but even Cristiano Ronaldo there, he'd be taking free kicks there, banging them into the top corner, so the top-off technique. But he didn't, just didn't come out of the blue to him, like, he was doing that all day, every day in training, just to get used to it, where it realistically started to become second nature to him. So he could just go up there now and boot it into the top corner, whereas if a fella came in off the road and went taking the shot, he wouldn't be able to do it. Because Cristiano Ronaldo's doing it every day, every single day, every day. Even musicians they're learning the cards every day, they're getting used to the cards. Like, it's their proprioception that they're working on. But over time they can sing and stuff and play, say if they're playing the guitar, no bother at all, it's just good second nature. That's all coming from over time. And it's just the proprioception receptors sending the signals to their brain. And it's just second nature. But just getting back to my point then, like, it's the same thing. Say if you have a bar or you have a truck driver or you have an office worker and they're down in this position all day, every day, over months and months and years, it becomes second nature to them, second nature to their brain to be in this position. They think this is a normal position for them. Whereas normal people walking around like they're used to being back like this, they think it's a normal position. But it's not themselves, they're not conscious of it, it's their brain, like, it's their proprioceptors, it's their proprioception organs and their ligaments. They're just so used to hitting this position, their brain thinks this is a normal position for them to be in. So, over time, like, you can be saying to a person like, straighten out your posture there. See, it's tougher than that because they think this is a normal position for them to be in, whereas it's not. It's a very bad position to be in because it's affecting all the muscles in there. It's making all the muscles in the back of your neck hypertonic. It's causing you rapid disc degeneration. It's very bad for the spine. It's putting extra weight in the spine that's unnecessary. But their brain is tricked into, over time, their brain has been tricked into thinking that this is a normal position for them to be in, whereas they should be back like this. So this exercise here, it works on your proprioception. It stretches all those proprioception organelles and the ligaments, deep in the ligaments. Over time, if you keep doing this every day, it'll get you back used to being in that position, trying to retrick your brain to be thinking that this position is a normal position to be in. Because if your head is forward every day like this, they think it's normal. But as your head is being restored back, your spine is being restored back, all the ligaments and everything, and musculature around your spine, it's all being put back into a normal position. But it's a position that your body hasn't been put back into for years and years. So if you could keep doing that, try and do it every day if you can. If you keep doing it every day, over time, it'll retrain your brain and get you back into that normal position as well. So I'll just show it to you again. This will be very severe now, so take hand. You will even feel it on your spine. When it's being restored back, you feel pressure in your spine, you feel pressure on all the left scap and ligaments, you will feel it everywhere. So just start off with 1 minute and try and build up to 5 minutes a day if you can. I'll just show it you there now again. Just come way back and try and keep your chin level if you can, and just let the weight of your head take it. Just lie down, even just try and sound on Spotify or whatever for 2 or 4 minutes long, and just listen to a couple of sounds and they'll do all over. Just let your head rest down over a little bit. And even if it feels okay like that then, you can just edge forward another small bit and just let it edge away like that. And you will feel all the pressure on your spine. You'll feel it all going up the side of your neck, everything's because your muscles have been put into a position that they haven't been put in for a very long time. Your head's been put back into an extended position, it's not flexed. So so as I've said, you will feel it on your windpipe, you will feel it on your chest, you might find it hard to breathe. And but just keep at it, and over time, build up over time, and you will start to see results. You'll start to see results in a couple of weeks. It's as you know already, I have had cervical kyphosis, but doing these 2 exercises, I have rectified it, and I find it a great exercise, to be honest. It will work if you do it. So just make sure you take your ease, because you don't want to hurt yourself, and even when you're coming back off the bed, either catch your hair when you're pulling up or slide yourself down the bed slowly, because your muscles and ligaments, they're not used to it, so you might injure yourself at the start if you don't take it easy. But yeah, I hope you found this video beneficial, and that is a great exercise, so do it. If you have any feedback, or if you have cervical kyphosis or whatever and you do it, sure, let me know how you get on. And yeah, I hope it works out for you, and have a great day. Thanks a million.